With Giannis winning his first title and Finals MVP with the Milwaukee Bucks, the Greek Freak literally one of the most lovable superstars in the NBA. From humble beginnings, a difficult childhood, overcoming adversity and tough times, taking advantage of his physical gifts, playing ball, capitalizing his opportunity to NBA greatness. How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson, one of the most inspirational athletes of any sport. To go from an unknown to the best player in basketball, a once-in-a-generational type phenom, only a handful of all-time greats have been able to overcome tough stars in their careers, turn it around to become one of the best players in the game. Let's take a look at 10 NBA greats who made the biggest career leap from bad rookie seasons, averaging single digits, elevating themselves to all-time great superstar status. Tracy McGrady, straight out of high school, the 9th pick in the 97 class, averaged just 7 points, mostly came off the bench, over 4 rebounds. Jerry Krause won a young T-Mac in the trade involving Scottie Pippen a couple days before the draft, but Jordan rejected that idea, stuck on a 16-win team. It wasn't until when the Raptors got his cousin Vince Carter did the franchise start having some success. Vince 2 years older than T-Mac, more established, being just 18 the entire 98 year, and raw. Wasn't until McGrady was traded to the Magic after his 3rd season did he officially become a superstar at 21, heavily progress, going from 7 points to averaging 9.3 to 15.4 to 26.8, earned him the most improved player. Although he won't be remembered as an all-time great, prime McGrady, one of the best wing players the game will ever see, the perfect player in the early 2000s to flourish in the modern NBA, was in the same conversation with Kobe in terms of talents. That used to be a big debate. 4-year peak of 27.6 points, nearly 7 boards, over 5 assists from 2001 to 05. If T-Mac would have ended up a 15-point scorer and a quality starter, that would have been considered a success straight out of high school. But having all-time great talent from a quiet rookie season to an elite scorer with amazing passing abilities, his Achilles heel never getting past the first round as the #1 guy, injuries ruined him of potentially going down as a top 20 player. Paul George, who officially became the best player in his draft class looking back 11 years later, 10th pick out of Fresno State, a clear-cut future Hall of Famer, averages 7.8 points off the bench on a team with great vet leader Danny Granger. PG had the size, wingspan, and athleticism to make him a lethal player, blossomed into a nice two-way star, made a huge leap by year 3 when Indy made the conference finals. George became a household name after going at it with LeBron the year he earned most improved player. The gruesome injury would slow him down for Team USA. Although PG no longer has the same explosiveness as his early Pacer days, doesn't drive as much, more of a settler for jump shots at times, became a clear-cut MVP candidate with OKC in the 2019 season, averaged 28, 8, and 4 while leading the league in steals, kind of overshadowed after heavily being criticized in the bubble, but proved himself during the 2021 postseason, putting up nearly 27, 10, and 5. As much backlash he gets coming from a mid-major school in a class where prospects like Epe Udall, Al-Farouq Aminu, and Wesley Johnson considered the better prospects, George at his best was a top 10 player in the league, and that will never get taken from him. Gary Payton, perhaps the greatest defensive point guard all time, the glove had extremely high expectations, being the 2nd overall pick after 4 seasons at Oregon State, put up nearly 26 points, 8 dimes as a senior. Now kind of a forgotten great since the Sonics no longer exist, a late boomer, actually underwhelming as a rookie, averaged just 7.2 points, 3 rebounds, 6.4 assists, 2 steals, but started all 82 games at age 22. Didn't fully break out as an elite all-star player till he was 25, didn't average 20 points a game till his 5th season, after not even being in the discussion for Rookie of the Year. For his class, first pick Derek Coleman earned the awards, but GP by far the better player, an eventual NBA champion, and a Hall of Famer. Kawhi Leonard, the 15th pick out of San Diego State, San Antonio geniusly traded George Hill for him after being drafted by the Pacers. Compared to the likes of Luka Amute and Gerald Wallace, huge hands, great length and instincts, an inconsistent shooter coming into the league, changed his form in the NBA, wasn't considered a good offensive player, started 39 of 64 games as a rookie, averaged under 8 points, 5 rebounds, 1.3 steals, 24 minutes, a rotational piece for the old Spurs. Nobody already envisioned Leonard to be the guy to win Finals MVP by year 3, helping the old Big Three win another title 7 years apart from their last one. Playing for a great culture and not needing to score at first allowed Leonard to become a two-way dominant presence, the defensive stopper, lockdown D, Spurs assistant Chip England, the shooting coach, helped Kawhi work on his jump shot, new mechanics. Leonard shot just 25% from 3 in college, got better every season, now possesses one of the best mid-range games. John Stockton, and after dark, being from a small school that was barely heard of at the time, Gonzaga, now a basketball powerhouse, the scrawny 6'1" point out of Spokane, Washington, was actually booed in his draft day, considered a backup and nothing much.
John Stockton of Gonzaga University.
If Stockton was out of the NBA after 3 seasons at the time, nobody would care one bit and quickly forget he even played. Stockton wasn't even sure if he was going to be a second round pick, projected 4th and 5th, wasn't even fully sure if he was going to be a legit NBA player before his draft. The backup to Ricky Green, who was already an all-star point guard, Stockton averaged 5.6 points, 5.1 assists, played all 82 games as a rookie, not too much expected, doesn't look like a great athlete because of his size, but the definition of a pure point guard, the motto of consistency, one of the most durable players the game will ever see, the true meaning of availability. Over the course of his 1,504 career games, Stockton only missed 22 total, the same amount Kawhi missed for Toronto for load management. The fact that Stockton played all 82 games, 17 of his 19 seasons, #1 all-time in 2 of the 5 major statistical categories, assists and steals, that will likely never be broken. His hard work and dedication speaks volume for itself. Although Stockton's peak might not have been as elite as the other point guards, his longevity makes him part of the greatest point guard conversation outside of Magic. 10-time All-Star, 9 assist titles, 11 All-NBA teams. Stockton didn't become an All-Star till his 5th season, never missed the playoffs in any year. Remarkably, the type of guy that looks like an insurance salesman can end up dishing the most dimes and snatching the most balls in NBA history. Scottie Pippen, the 5th pick by the Seattle Sonics, Jerry Krause geniusly traded for the 6'8" small forward, having a max height in high school at just 6'1", wasn't offered any college scholarships, wasn't even close on anybody's radar before the University of Central Arkansas's coach gave him a chance to become the team's manager as a freshman, but Pippen then grew a few inches, all of a sudden got a chance to play, getting taller, became one of the hottest prospects. His basketball story would have been a huge success regardless of his NBA outcome. Scottie actually a backup in his rookie season 88. At the time, nobody knew if he was going to be the true second option for MJ. Averaged under 8 points, under 4 boards, just 21 minutes. The season Jordan averaged 35, won MVP and DPOY. Sam Vincent 13 a game, Oakley, Dave Corzine, Brad Sellers, and John Paxson on that team. Pippen showed signs of potential, although inconsistent, did average 10 in the postseason. Working with the greatest player every day in practice, Scottie became more competitive, got better, became an all-star his 3rd season, played a huge role for the Bulls dynasty, the perfect definition of a sidekick in the 6 titles, a terrific all-around player, 7-time all-star, 10 defensive teams. Steve Nash, the 15th pick out of Santa Clara, the only D1 program that recruited him, an all-time great guard, didn't come in looking promising at first. A slim build, growing up in Canada, young Nash just wanted to play D1 ball in the US. Phoenix selected him despite already having 2 great point guards, Kevin Johnson and Jason Kidd. Those practices must have been intense. Nash barely saw the floor as a rookie, averaged just 3.3 points, 2 assists, 10.5 minutes as a 22-year-old. Given those numbers, nobody expected Nash to become a 2-time MVP. Always making the best of his opportunities. After 2 seasons in Phoenix, the franchise saw Jay Kidd as the future at the point. Nash traded to Dallas. Matter of fact, Nash was almost traded to Vancouver. Mavs Don Nelson landed Nash and Nowitzki the same day. Nash became the full-time starting 1, still had his struggles, even booed by the Mavs. Shot a career-low 36% in the 99 season, had some back injuries, eventually figured it out. Chemistry with Nowitzki on point, drove the league's best offense. Free agent 2005, a pivotal moment in his career, teamed up with Mike D'Antoni and the fast-paced Suns offense from becoming a 2-time MVP winner, and dominated the game with his passing, shooting, fundamentals, pick and rolls, one of the most unthinkable journeys all time. Nash's former teammate Dirk Nowitzki, picked by the Milwaukee Bucks, traded for the late great Robert Traylor, the 9th pick in his draft. His rookie year averages of 8.2 points, 3.4 rebounds, under 41% shooting, so underwhelming he thought about going back to Germany after his first season. Didn't fully commit to basketball till 13. Hoops wasn't much of a thing where he was from. Little did we know, Nowitzki changed the game forever as a 7-footer, becoming the greatest stretch forward the league has ever seen. Scrawny at first, Nowitzki made improvements in year 2 to averaging 17.5 points, became a real star by the 01 season, and a clear-cut superstar by year 4 in the early 2000s. Nowitzki was behind KG, Duncan, and Webber in the power forward conversation. Viewed in the same category as Jermaine O'Neal before 2005, Nowitzki then took his game to another level. After Nash left, Dirk flourished into an MVP, top 5 player at his peak, one of the most respected and cherished greats all time. Very similar, positive, and unselfish attitude like Giannis, although completely different play style. To see a kid from Germany go from 8 points a game as a rookie to becoming the 5th player to ever reach the 30,000 point plateau, unique company. Nobody in '98 would have thought that'd be possible. Kobe Bryant, recognized as a top high school player in the country with unlimited potential and all the ingredients to become a superstar. After making his announcement to turn pro, there were skepticism. Drafted by the Charlotte Hornets, the 13th pick, chatters around the league and the legendary pre-draft workouts, busted retired Michael Cooper during a workout. The same offseason, Shaq signed with the Lakers. Kobe, considered a rotational guy, still 17 when drafted, had a great preseason, but head coach Del Harris wasn't fond of the teenager, did not like to play Kobe very much, said he needed to wait his turn, and didn't like to have a teenager to get minutes over the older guys. But Kobe electrified fans with his dunk contest title, had incredible moments stepping into the court whenever he got the opportunity in the hardwood, the oohs and ahs, the highlights, the polished footwork, super advanced for his age, averaged just 7.6 points, 1.9 rebounds in just 15.5 minutes a game for a 56-win team with O'Neal, Eddie Jones, Nick Van Exel, Eldon Campbell, and Robert Horry. Only 4 games scoring 20+. Harris barely played Kobe and Eddie Jones at the same time, which would have possessed a deadly perimeter combo. Kobe ended the season put in crunch time situation, his first real test, Game 5 versus Utah of the semis. Brian Scott missed that game with a sprained wrist. Robert Horry ejected, Shaq fouled out. Kobe shot 4 air balls towards the end of the year, but having that determination and focus at 18, not being afraid of the moment at the biggest stage and willing to step up like that, the fearlessness and pursuit to never shine away would define Kobe for much of his career. Becoming an all-star in year 2, Jerry West made a bold decision, trading Eddie Jones midway through the '99 season, knowing Kobe was going to flourish at the 2, became a superstar by 2000, and one of the best perimeter defenders all time, the second best to ever play his position, making first team all defense at 21, formed a deadly 1-2 punch with O'Neal during the 3-peat, proved he can also win without Shaq, the closest thing we've seen to MJ. Kobe became the best player in the 2000s. Of course, one of Kobe's students, Giannis Antetokounmpo, views the Mamba as a great mentor. Kobe having all the confidence in the Greek freak, the most unthinkable rise to NBA superstardom, dealing with plenty of adversity, grew up in Greece, dealt with homelessness, didn't play the game of basketball until 2008, wasn't his first love, actually played soccer at first, but had the height and physical athletic abilities, just needed to learn the game and develop. Combined with his relentless work ethic, willingness to get better, by the time he was eligible for the draft, his parents' visa almost didn't get accepted to the US, and said if his parents wasn't allowed to come, he would play overseas. A mystery prospect with barely any tape from scouts, Giannis simply carried the same work ethic from the beginning of his journey to getting better every season. Listed 6'9", 196 pounds, now 6'11", over 240. Started 23 of 77 games as a rookie, one of the guys fighting for playing time. Giannis averaged just 6.8 points, 4.4 rebounds, 1.9 assists in 24.5 minutes for a 15-win team. His transformation and work ethic, legendary stuff. Looking at his growth over the years, the picture speaks for itself. Made a huge leap from improving every season to winning most improved player, an all-star by 22, MVP by 24, another MVP at 25, and defensive player of the year, to all-star game MVP, and now NBA champion, a finals MVP, All that by 26, the championship work ethic, becoming the best player in the game. If you were to ask any NBA expert after the 2016 season who would be the best player in the NBA after the end of the 2021 season, nobody would have even thought about Giannis, an inspiration to millions, humble, soft-spoken, respected and beloved, the definition of loyalty, toughness, a future all-time great, and the face of the NBA going forward. The sky's the limit. I'm not going to mention James Harden, who averaged 9.9 points as a rookie since he made all-rookie second team and already had Westbrook and Durant. Harden had a way better rookie season than everybody else on this list, technically averaged 10 points a game, while other greats in Kevin McHale, Kevin Garnett, and Reggie Miller just cracked 10 points. Dennis Rodman became unique in his own right. Joe Dumars made all-rookie team. Draymond Green, DeMar DeRozan, and Jimmy Butler also became great players in their own rights as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. Which superstar making the biggest leap was most surprising to you? Let me know in the comments below. Once again, thanks so much for watching. I love all of you. See you next time.